in the process of getting these plastics torn off here to do some paint work on this Armax. Figured I would show you the process as far as prepping raw plastics go. How I do it anyway. Just a million ways to do it, but I spray Standox, so I'll show you the process that they suggest and they use. You're not really supposed to technically paint colored molded plastics because they put the mold release directly in with the plastics. So, but I've had pretty good luck doing it, so I'll show you the way I go about prepping it. Alright, then once I got the plastics off, I'm going to spray them with high solve to soften up the leftover stuff from the stickers. Got soaked for a couple minutes, scrape it, spray it again, and then it should, rest of it should wipe off with a towel. Once I have the plastics off, stickers cleaned up, I'm gonna wash each piece individually. I like to just use Dawn dish soap and a microfiber. Clean it real good inside and out. We'll get ready to sand them. Okay, now that we have all of our pieces cleaned inside and out, like I said, just Dawn dish soap works fine. Mostly just trying to get any dirt and grease off of it. Clean as you can get them. Going to prep them with this and a gray Scotch-Brite. I try not to handle them without gloves, probably from this point on. Just keep them as clean as you can, no oils on them or anything. I'll scuff the entire thing, probably around the back side a couple inches, just to make sure we get good adhesion on the corners. And I'll sand it once, wash it off, and then I'll completely sand it over again. Just that way we can make sure we get it covered and get as much of that molding release off as possible. Okay, so I got this thing completely wet sanded one time. I'm gonna rinse it off, do it one more time. Panel is fully sanded now. I'm gonna wash it off, each panel individually as I get them sanded with some 3M Body Shop Safe soap. Another tip would be to, while you're sanding it, to not let any of that sanding paste dry on the panel because it can be quite hard to get off. Okay, so we got everything sanded, everything in the booth, ready to go. Now we just need to wipe it down and get to spraying. So this is going to be your wipe down, and then this is going to be your adhesion promoter. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 coats, about 10 minutes flash time in between each coat. 2 coats isn't completely necessary, but can't hurt anything. Tried to record a little bit the best I could to give you an idea of the pattern and coverage you use with this adhesion promoter. Main thing you're looking for is just to get it covered. You're not trying to pour it on or anything. Just it's got some silver flake in it, so you can see where it is on the panel already. We got both coat of our adhesion promoter on. Gonna let it flash for about 10 minutes. And then going to spray sealer on. This next part of this is going to be more dependent on what paint system you are spraying. So your flash times and what additives you use for flex and all that is going to be depending on what paint line you're going to use. I'm got the sealer on, waiting for it to flash. Flash time's 20 minutes with this particular sealer. Gonna get some base coat mixed up here, get it sprayed on. Like I said, I'm not gonna get too specific with the actual painting process just because it's gonna be so much different for everybody. I could go into that in a different video if you'd want. This is just a shot of the base coat applied, getting ready to put some clear coat on. I'm gonna clear this stuff with an old DuPont clear G2. It's not a show clear or anything like that. It's just a good clear. Looks good. It's easy to work with when you're painting plastics with a lot of corners or stuff like that. You just want something that'll flow out good and be easy to work with. Alright, this is the finished product. I'm gonna go ahead and let it cure overnight, get it put back together, and then I'll give you an overview of what it looks like. Alright, to kind of summarize everything up, basically your prep is key, which prep is always important with any paint work, but for sure with raw plastics. You want to make sure it's cleaned, sanded well, and you're really leaning on your adhesion promoter. This color is UG Platinum White, forward color. I love the way it looks out in the sun. Like I said before, this is definitely not the only way to prep raw plastics, but it's the way I've been doing it for a long time, and I've always had really good luck with it. So if anybody has any questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll try to help you out best I can.